When are they opening the gyms back? May 4th. Well, that's in Little Rock anyway.
That's what?
In Little Rock.
Yeah, they open the Texas back up halfway or something tomorrow.
Wow.
ASMR? No. When there's a will, there's a way, baby. Told you when there's a will, there's a way.
But how would the people on the other end, on your to broadcast, how would they? Or she just unlocked.
Yeah, she if she talk loud enough, they'll be able to hear both. All right, here we go. You know what I'm saying? We about to do this one time for the 20. You ready? Good afternoon, everyone, live from Houston, Texas, by way of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to Girl Talk. This is the real episode 7. We pump faked y'all last time we had a podcast and we said it was episode 7. It's actually episode 6. So this is actually episode 7 of Girl Talk. Welcome. I have my little friend here, Miss Aaliyah, all the way from Houston by way of Warner Robins. And I have someone on IG Live, Miss Jamila Pass, welcoming in as a virtual co-host. So shout out to you, Miss Pass. We told you when there was a will, there's a way, right? We had some technical difficulties trying to get this started, but we are ready. Shout out to Miss LaWanda. How you doing? Shout out to Jordan. Hey, Miss Johnson. How you doing? Tell Harper I said hey. We got a few people joining in on Facebook Live. If you have not tuned in before, this is Girl Talk episode 7. What's up with the kids? Okay. So we're going to wait a few more seconds before we start. Jamila, if you have anything to say before we start, you can. You like this song? This is Aaliyah's first time hearing the remix. She was like, Megan Thee Stallion have a Savage remix? I'm like, yeah, this is a Houston song, girl. You in Houston. You got to keep up with the times, you know? She hadn't heard it. Can you show me, can you do the Savage dance with me? Come on. Here we go. Hey, you didn't know I knew it, see? Hey, Kaylin, how you doing? Where are the other episodes? Kaylin and all those people watching, you can follow Girl Talk on iTunes. It's Girl Talking Black. And on SoundCloud, Girl Talking Black. You can follow us on Instagram at GirlTalk University. We're going to do a launch of the name change very soon. And you can look at my Facebook Lives, and they're all there. So iTunes, SoundCloud, Girl Talking Black, on my Facebook and on my Instagram. All right? I'm really feeling this remix. I like the remix better than the regular song. What you think, Jamila? You like the remix better, or you like? Yeah.
We can't hear y'all's music.
Huh?
The music is in your headphones.
What you say?
We can't hear the music. It's
Oh,
in
yeah,
your
I can't.
headphones. I guess, I mean, if you want it like that, you just can't hear them. Now, you can keep it like it was.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll wait a few more seconds before we start the podcast. We'll just let this play a little while longer. We have a few more people joining. Hey, Makita. Hey, Brian. Thank you for joining in. This is Staci. I'm here with Little Miss Aaliyah, representing ATL/Houston. We're here for episode 7 of Girl Talk, and we're gonna get started in a little bit. What's the new TikToks? You got another dance or something? Nothing?
I'm not really on TikTok like that.
Oh, she above it. She above TikTok. You heard that. She above it.
TikTok for the kids. Her page, she outgrown it.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, as you know, we're in, week 7 of quarantine? Have you been keeping up?
Yeah, week 7.
Week 7, right? So this is almost, hey girl, this is almost 2 months of solitude, isolation, no school. Yeah, you have virtual school, but like not going to the schoolhouse. How are you handling it?
I'm just taking it day at a time, chilling, relaxing.
Chilling and relaxing, all cool. For those people that don't know, little Miss Aaliyah is an 8th grader. She's 13 years old, and we've been spending a lot of time together trying to make sure that we are mentally and emotionally sound during this quarantine, because it's brought out a lot of different emotions in everybody. So, Aaliyah, tell myself and the viewers, what have you been doing during this quarantine?
Well, I wake up in the morning,
What time are you with?
around 7,
Okay.
7:10, 7:15, get dressed, make my bed, and then head downstairs and get on virtual school with the rest of my classmates.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do that until 11:20, and that's my lunch break.
Okay, so what time do you normally wake up before the quarantine happened? You say you wake up between 7 and 7:15 now. What time did you wake up?
Before sleep, 5.
Oh, so you get 2 extra hours of sleep. Okay. Okay, so what do you do after your lunch break?
Go to my room and watch YouTube or Netflix just to pass the time around till I get back to my next class.
Okay, so for those people that may not have kids, or you haven't been keeping up to date with how things have changed school-wise, a lot of people, well, obviously schools are closed, if I'm not mistaken, nationwide. So a lot of people have switched to virtual school. And what I've seen Aaliyah do is she goes on Zoom with her teachers and with her classmates to kind of get as much education as possible. How is that different from regular school? Like, is it confusing? Is it fun? Is it more lenient? Like, how does it feel? You were in the class and the teacher was in your face, but now all you have to do is sit at home and the teacher's teaching you.
It's more comfortable. Like I can wear what I want and things like that. I don't have to actually like get dressed for school. I'll say it's a little bit more easy than going to school, but there can be some difficulties. Like some students may not understand, or if you press a link, it might not show up. So there can be some technical difficulties, but I find it more easier.
Okay, so that's a good point. So like I'm thinking like all subjects you might have this issue, but I'm thinking math in particular, right? So with math, you know, you're in algebra, like what kind of math are you taking right now?
All over, but I think right now we're doing GM.
Oh, geom, okay, perfect. So let's say you learn angles, right? You got obtuse, acute, and right. Just the main ones. And like somebody's like, wait, can you go over that again? I know you can like raise your hand in the Zoom call, right? But like, is the teacher like always willing to stop? Like, what if a lot of people are like raising their hands in the chat room at the same time? Like, how does the teacher manage that?
So we have this chat box. So the teacher mutes us, so we don't dare mute ourselves. So we have this chat box that we tell the teacher and we say, hold up, wait, can you go back for a second? And then when they read the chat box, they will unmute you, and one at a time, and you have the chance to tell them what you can go back over.
So, do a lot of people ask questions, or is it kind of like because I saw once and the teacher was kind of like reading off the script. I'm not trying to put the teacher on blast, but it seemed like the teacher was just kind of like going through the motions, right? So, do you think a lot of the kids feel comfortable asking questions? Because I know that other people can see that you're raising your hand, right? Right. So, what do you think about that? Are kids feeling okay with asking questions, or you think not really?
I mean, I ask questions if I need to, but I think some of them, like, if they want to ask questions, they don't. Because during school, like actual school, you in there, you can have a chance to raise your hand, and sometimes we raise your hand on virtual live. Virtual. Sometimes teachers don't see it right away.
So, but she probably passed that and gone to the next thing. She's like, oh yeah, you had your hand up. You still got a question?
Like for example, today I was in English, and we always raised our hands because we didn't know how to like get to the link and stuff like that. And the teacher, she couldn't pull up the chat on the screen, so she was just going over and over and over. And we were trying to say, we trying to tell you something, and she just wouldn't look at the chat. So it was kind of difficult then.
So do you think it's important to have that like connection with the teacher, like face to face, or do you think like this is like the new wave of school? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like a lot of stuff can get lost on the internet. But do you think like this is how we should be doing it?
No, I think we should actually go to school and have that interaction with teachers and students as well.
Okay, Jamila, you feel free to chime in. Next thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think the social interaction, the social communication is priceless. I mean, a lot of parents as well, being a teacher, a preschool teacher, teaching virtually, a lot of parents have multiple children, so it's hard for them to tune in to every virtual session with each child.
Right.
We haven't been having all of our students and parents tune in because, I mean, it's just difficult. They're overwhelmed, they're busy, they're trying to balance and manage life. I also feel like we're missing out on a lot of the children's like maturity milestones. Like I feel like the second semester is always a sprout.
Exactly.
And growth and academics and socialization, and we're missing out on those important moments. Like we see our kids online, like, wow, you've grown, you know.
Right.
And that's only been 7 weeks. So,
Right. So for those people that can't hear Jamila on the live feed, she's a pre-K teacher, well not pre-K, excuse me, a preschool teacher in the Atlanta area, and she's saying that, second semester, and I used to be a teacher, so I can attest to this as well. Yeah.
You want to connect the person that's talking to you?
Can we connect it without moving it though? Because she's okay. Yeah, so Jamila is a pre-K teacher in the Atlanta area, and what she's saying is she's missed out on a lot of the, I don't have a splitter, a lot of the milestones that her kids are reaching because they're 2 and 3 years old. And I can attest to the same thing. I used to teach 5th grade. I know second semester a lot of the girls would be more mature, a lot of the guys would be more mature, and we don't see that. A lot of the teachers I know feel slighted because we're not going to have a STAR test this year. And I'm pretty sure nationwide they're not going to do a lot of state tests. They forfeited that. So a lot of the teachers that were putting in a lot of the hard work, it's not that they're not teaching you anymore. It's, as you've proven they're teaching you, but how can we assess if you've learned or not? So I'm afraid that a lot of you guys are going to go to the next grade level, maybe not even prepared for the next grade level, not just school-wise, but emotional, right? So that was a good segue to the next part of what I'm going to ask you. How are your emotions? Like, do you find yourself during the day like lazy, bored, sad? Because that's a lot of time by yourself. Like when I was in the 8th grade, and I know Jamila can say the same way when she was at her school, I was lit in the 8th grade. I mean, we were walking down the halls, banging on lockers, looking at fights. You know, I mean, it was like a fun time in retrospect. But half of your 8th grade year was sitting in the house. So, like, how is that for you now? You know, like, how are your emotions?
I've been more lazy, like not wanting to get up. Sometimes I'll just sit in bed like, dang, I have to get up. I have to get up and do this school, things like that. So, yeah, being on quarantine just makes you not be able to go nowhere. It just makes you just feel lazy. Sometimes I be bored, and I'm like, I don't have nothing to do. I can't go outside and stuff like that. So, it's basically lazy.
Do you feel like anxious or nervous of catching COVID-19?
No.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we had this whole get up mask and stuff, and I went to pick her up. I'm like, where are your gloves and your mask, child? She was walking around. And I think that's the funny thing, you're still a kid, right? Sometimes when you're a kid, you don't understand the severity of things. But kids catching it too. So, you gotta protect yourself. One other thing I want to talk about in terms of school is like access, right? For those people that are just joining us, this is Staci, episode 7 of Girl Talk. I'm here with little Miss Aaliyah. She's an 8th grader in the Houston, Texas area. We're talking about life during quarantine from a teenager's perspective. I mean, all I see on my Facebook and IG timeline is adults just venting about how this has been good for them or bad for them, but we don't really hear from kids, right? So it was really important for me to bring Aaliyah on this podcast to share a teenager's perspective. My mom, hey mom, shout out to mom, she said journaling is a good idea.
I do journal.
Okay, so she's saying that you should speak up. She's saying she can't hear you. She's saying that journaling is a good idea. So for those people that are finding themselves like kind of bored and spinning your wheels, maybe journaling and writing stuff down is good. So shout out to you. Back to the question: how many kids are not joining these Zoom calls?
So between the boys and the girls side of the school, there should be 80 people in the school for the boys inside of 8th grade. When you get on there, there's like 40. So I feel like half is not joining live, and not joining class. But the school is giving out computers and stuff like that. So I just think the kids or the parents are not just wanting their child to belong to school because the principal, she has a lot of computers still there for the kids. So
Okay, so what about you, Jamila? Are all of your kids, and I know you work in a different type of environment than where Aaliyah goes to school, but are all the kids joining the live? Are all the parents involved?
I have 18 students, and on average, every day, about 7 to 8 kids will join. So I guess that's a little less than half. I don't know if it's because they're so young and they're preschool age children, but they're kind of thinking whatever. It's not that serious for them to get on. But I mean, in my opinion, this is the most important stage of growth.
Right.
Years old. Like your brain is really developing full force, and you're learning so many things, and you're coming to yourself. So yeah, a little less than half.
Yeah.
A lot of my parents do have other children at other schools. Just probably struggle to balance it, but yeah, not nowhere near every child.
Yeah, and I know that with the kids that I had, my cohort of students, when I was still a teacher, when they were in 2nd grade, I think their 2nd semester the teacher like left or something. Then 3rd grade they lost a teacher, and then 4th grade was good. Then 5th grade they had a lot of transition as well, and that's going to play a big role into their school, their middle school and their high school education, because there are key things. You know this. If you miss a day of school, it's like, dang, when y'all learn this, right? So I'm just thinking about those kids who aren't logging into Zoom, who maybe they have a computer, they have the internet, but like you said, if the parents are not making them do it, what are they doing all day? What do you think?
I don't know.
So all your friends are on point. Is that what you're telling me? Tell the truth. You don't have to call them out by name.
No.
Okay.
So,
Get real.
most of my main friends are online and doing it. But the thing is about my teachers, if you're in class and you have your cameras and you don't have your cameras on, that's a big part of the participation grade that you have.
They're still giving out participation grade.
Yes, the teacher says that if you're not in class and you're not participating, they're not gonna go to the 9th grade. That's what they keep saying. So
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. And I don't know the curriculum standards to go to 9th grade by heart, but I know STAR is like a main component, and that's eliminated, right?
yeah.
So some of that might be just a scare tactic, but that's really interesting to think that a lot of kids are just not doing work. They're not reading. They're not logging in. They're not actively participating in class. So like, what are they doing all day? And how is that going to affect their lives like when they go to high school? That's crazy to me. Have you done anything to try to promote kids to get online, or are you just kind of like, that's their business, that's their business?
My main friends, like the people that I actually talk to and stuff like that, I do tell them like you need to get online, classwork. I do make sure they do schoolwork. But other kids, if I don't like know them personally or I don't know where to contact them, I just leave it alone.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. Hey Heidi, hey to all the other people joining in. This is Staci. I'm here with little Aaliyah, this 8th grader, this beautiful young lady in Houston, Texas. This is Girl Talk episode 7. What's up with the kids? We just want to check in with our kids and our teenagers to find out how quarantine has been affecting them, not only school-wise, but just their emotions, to make sure they're okay. let's switch and let's talk about like friendships, right? Because you're in 8th grade, so that's when like cliques are forming, you know, who is forming, the popular kids and the popular kids. Yeah, and then you got, well, I don't want to say lame kids, but you know, you got your jocks over here, you got people that really don't fit in over here, but everything has changed because y'all not even going to school. So what is it like with friends? Like, have you lost touch? I know with my friends, we FaceTime a lot, we do Zoom calls, but like, how have your friendships developed or kind of deteriorated or declined because of content?
Some I don't talk to as much because I don't go to school with them, but most of them I have their numbers. I do call, I do text, so my social life is good.
Oh, she said, hey, she said our social life good. Hey, Latoya for checking in. Jamila, do you want to chime in regarding that? Hey, Ashley.
Sure. I have not really seen a lot of my friends at all. The only time I got a chance to physically see my friends during this 7-week period was my birthday weekend, and I had a 10 people or less gathering at the house.
Yeah.
And that was like a short-lived moment, but Zoom calls have been like FaceTime calls, of course texting, just trying to stay level and positive, level and
Right.
during this emotionally tough time.
Right.
So yeah, my social life has dramatically changed.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to traveling, I'm used to going out, I'm used to physically seeing and touching and interacting with my friends, and I haven't done as much of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is funny because I remember 8th grade, especially 2nd semester, was a time where, like, if I'm not mistaken, around like February, March, it was like basketball season, going into track season, and all the other sports outside of football. And I was in the cheerleading squad, so like I found my first little boyfriend in the 8th grade, you know, 2nd semester, and that's when we were like hanging out after school. Everybody would like crowd up, but like you guys weren't doing any of that, like. And I'm gonna put Aaliyah on blast right now. She's probably going after this podcast and be like, Staci, why do you tell my business? But I asked her if everything was cool. She said, yeah. You know, you were talking to someone. It's okay. You know, as long as it was G-rated, PG-rated. She was talking to somebody, but you know, y'all don't see each other now, right? I'm assuming y'all don't see each other. Y'all might be sneaking. So how has that affected your, I don't want to say dating life, because I don't want to say that you have a dating life yet, but how has that affected the guy that you were interested in? Because you were talking about him and like really excited about him back in January. You came to my house, but now you're like, I ain't studying him. And you want to share like how you got to that point of like, yeah, he cool, but I'm good.
Since we're on quarantine, we're supposed to, and we don't have school, he's not really focusing on his work like that.
Out her mouth, not mine.
And I feel like even though we're still quarantined and stuff like that, he's able to go online stuff like that, but he just doesn't want to do it. So I took the decision to, you know, cut him off.
Good for you, saying
until he, you know, got his stuff together.
Okay, good. So, like, I'm not trying to belittle you, right? But you're still a kid. Mm-hmm. With kids, they need adults to steer them in the right direction and tell them what to do. I know your mom and everybody's at home like, look, get up, get on the computer. And even if she's not doing it all the time, she's done it so much where you probably can do a lot of it on your own now because she was on you for so long. A lot of kids don't have that. They don't have their moms or dads or whoever to be like, look, get up and do that, you know. And that goes to show maybe he's not a self-starter yet. Or maybe he doesn't have those influences telling him to stay on point even though life has shifted a bit. So can you speak to how your mom or whatever adults in your life have kind of impacted how you have approached this quarantine?
Even before my mom would tell me to go online, I knew I had to, like, you know, go online.
But why was it important? Because he knows too. You see what I'm saying? It's not important to him, but it's important to you. So why do you think you had that feeling like I gotta do this?
This is my mom's words. She still wants me to be ready for 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want me to like forget that I'm still, you know, in the school, the school environment.
Right.
So she told me that you're gonna go online, you're gonna do school, you're gonna, learn, do something with yourself. Don't be, caught up in just being lazy
Right.
and put yourself in that place.
So let me ask you something about, if you don't mind, about this guy's parents. Do you know anything about his parents?
I know some.
What do you know about his parents? You know, like, where they work or how they act, their personalities?
His mom, he told me his mom works 2 jobs.
Okay.
His dad, I don't really know much about his dad. But,
Okay, that's cool.
But his mom works 2 jobs. I think one is at Kroger and one is at another place.
So she's an essential worker. So, okay, here we go. So mom could be, and this is all speculation, but she could be working so much where she assumes he's gonna do the right thing, right? And I'm not trying to take away from his parents. As you see, she's working 2 jobs, one of which she can't just get off, right? And she's probably expecting him to do what he's supposed to do, but for whatever reason, he's not. You see what I'm saying? So
Well, right now he's online. Now I see him.
you gave him the business is. You put the fire in him.
Yeah, I see him online now. He's participating.
Okay, good.
So
Good. Okay. Okay. Cool. That's good. In general, have you found yourself, and Jamila, you can chime into this as well. Have you found yourself to be like sad at all because of the isolation? Because you don't have, as Jamila mentioned, like that physical interaction with your friends as much, or
yeah, I was like one day I just like get out of bed and I was like, dang, how long has it been since I see my friends or I talk to them, stuff like that. So I was really feeling down and stuff, and like I couldn't really contact them like that. So I was feeling sad that I couldn't, talk to them what I want to talk to them about, laugh with them,
Right.
joke around.
yeah, and then y'all kids. So if you get on punishment, your phone get taken. I can't even imagine how quarantine would be for me if I didn't have my phone. And that's coming from an adult, honestly. I'm creative, I can do these things, but my phone, my computer, iPad, all that has been a great source of interaction for me. So, can you speak to that a little bit? You got some friends on punishment?
Take it from me. I'm on punishment right now. I don't have my phone or nothing like that. So it's kind of hard. Like, I want to talk to my friends. I want to get on social media, but I can't because I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that's pretty irritating, right? Okay, so what do you do? Like when you feel that, like I want to get on my phone.
I watch TV.
Tell the truth now.
I watch TV, Netflix, go to sleep, eat,
That's funny you say that because when I was younger, I didn't get my cell phone until 9th grade. But in 8th grade, like if I was on punishment or something, I already didn't have a phone. And then the TV was off limits too. So we didn't have anything.
So you didn't do anything while you were on punishment?
Couldn't.
You didn't go outside.
Nah, you on punishment. You can't go outside.
That's how you got punishment work?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I guess because y'all didn't have technology. But
Oh wow, we have your teachers joining in here. It doesn't matter, We have Aaliyah's teacher joining in live. I'm happy to see you, sir. For those who are checking in, this is episode 7 of Girl Talk. What's up with the kids? I'm here with Aaliyah. We're in Houston, Texas. We have been practicing social distancing. We got our mask. We got our sanitizer. We're here joined with our co-host, Ms. Jamila Pass, on Instagram Live. Thank you to those people joining in. I see a couple people have joined. Hey, y'all. Let's switch to asking about life. Do you feel like your 8th grade year was robbed or taken away from you?
First semester I had fun, but second semester it kind of went downhill. I feel like COVID-19 stole all of that. Like it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it's a big rush. So yeah, it all happened pretty quickly. And I feel like freshman year I'm not gonna be able to experience freshman year like I want to because everything's not gonna go back to the same.
Yes, you know that.
When everything technically go back to normal.
Okay. So I'm trying to think some of the things. 8th grade, we had an 8th grade dance. I guess you guys, are y'all gonna have a virtual dance or is that just?
I don't know. I mean, we had one, but that was during Christmas. That me and another girl decided that we wanted to start it. So me and her got with the principal and we did a 8th grade, I guess Christmas dance you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun, and we were supposed to have like an 8th grade prom. We're not gonna have that. I don't know if they're gonna do it virtual. Didn't ask. we were supposed to have graduation.
Maybe you can start that.
We were supposed to have a graduation. We're not gonna have that. We're supposed to go to on an 8th grade field trip. I was ready to go there. I forgot what it was called. But like a water place. We're supposed to go there.
Water park.
And yeah.
So I do want to give you like a bit of peace or solace and say, some people have lost their loved ones because of this. So yeah, I did ask you, do you feel like your 8th grade year has been robbed, but we still have our lives, we still have our health and strength right now. So I want to say, just keep that in mind. And let's switch to like the last part of our segment is, what have you learned about yourself in the quarantine? Like, if you guys want to get closer to the camera, she has on this distressed jacket that she made herself. And I mean, you can walk us through the process of how you created this, but it seems like you cut off the collar. Like, talk to us about this that you created during quarantine.
So I was home bored one day, and I didn't have nothing to do. I went on YouTube, and I saw a lot of DIY clothing stuff, and I couldn't go shopping, so I wanted to make something new. So I just went to my closet and see what I can find. I can just make on my own. And I found this old jacket that my grandmother gave to me, just to have. And I went on it, and I saw a lot of distressed jackets, and I decided to make it on my own. So first, I cut into it, made a couple holes on this sleeve and this sleeve, and on the back. As you guys
Okay.
see,
Like the back.
on the back, and cut holes into that, and then I put it in the washing machine, and then I put it in the dryer, which made the distress. And then after that, I was trying to rock it somewhere like off the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, I told her I don't know if I really like it off the shoulder. She don't get it.
But off the shoulder, and it didn't look right with the collar on, so I decided just to cut the collar off a little bit and then button it on right
That's
here
really cute. Yeah, that's really
and
cute.
wear it off the shoulder.
Okay. So have you learned that you're a little more creative than you thought during this quarantine?
Yeah, like before the quarantine, I thought I couldn't make nothing. I thought I was not an artist because I couldn't draw. But I'm creative in making clothes. Like I told my mom one day, can I get a sewing machine so I can actually make clothes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, sewing machines on Amazon for like $27. So I know how much money she got in her savings account. So you can buy a sewing machine yourself. You know, and I think, and then Jamila, you can chime into this, the quarantine has caused a lot of us to chime into our talents that we had, but because life was just so fast and because everything was just in front of us and so readily available to us, we just ignored it. Like, for example, Jamila and I, we made t-shirts together, and I was like, why did we stop doing that? We can do it. Jamila has been doing everybody in her family, my family, me, her friends' hair. It's like, why am I bent out of shape about going to the hair salon? I know how to do it myself, right? You want to speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So, as Staci mentioned, I mean, before the quarantine for years now, I've been doing hair and getting better with time. But during this quarantine, like, I kind of tapped more into my cosmetic talents, and I kind of just caught on to how to do the whole crochet process. And I mastered it. And I was like, wow, you know, never would I have thought that I could do this myself. And my nails, I mean, of course, we can't go to the nail salons. So I've been like buying different polishes, buying press-on nails, and just doing my nails myself, doing my pedicures myself. And I haven't done these things in years. I want to say since like high school. So
Right.
I feel like this idle time and the isolation has forced us to tap more into our God-given talents that we've always had. Like, we're just so busy.
Yeah.
Or just for convenience.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder, like, is it in life we're so busy? Because it's like, we were in high school, we were doing the eyebrows, for the most part, our hair. Sometimes we get our hair done, but hair, nails a little bit. We were kind of doing it ourselves. So I wonder, like, what made us get away from that? Was it like the social media? Was it just convenience, having more money? And with more money, you know,
I think it's more finance.
Yeah.
Finance.
you feel like, oh, since I got this in the bank, I could just go right here. Yeah.
I'd rather get pampered versus
Exactly, yeah. It's just that pampering aspect. So, what else have you done, Aaliyah, in terms of tapping into your creative abilities since quarantine?
I've been decorating my room.
And my room.
And I've been helping my godmother Staci with her closet.
You know?
Nice little closet project and color coding and things like that. So, do you think you would have known this about yourself if the quarantine didn't happen? Or
I feel like I've been more with myself and getting to know myself better and just thinking about all this amazing stuff I can do. And that's the part of the good side of the quarantine. You know, you're by yourself, you're with your family, and you know, you can just think and reflect on yourself better than just, you know, being busy with school or jobs or, you know.
so I hear you saying that you've taken the time to reflect, right? And one thing, hey Gertie, how you doing, girl? Hey Shane, how you doing? Hey Chandra, this is episode 7 of Girl Talk. If you go on iTunes or SoundCloud, you might see episode 7. This is episode 7. What's up with the kids? This is Staci. I'm here with Aaliyah and my co-host Jamila. We're just talking to a teenager about how quarantine has affected her and the rest of her friends and things like that. One thing that's really important to me is reflection, because I think as women, as girls, as black women and black girls, we always helping and doing and busy, and like it seems like that's been my experience, that we're always doing and busy and helping other people, but we don't take enough time to sit back and reflect on ourselves. How am I feeling right now? And do you ask yourself that now, right? Or what am I good at? What do I even like? What's my favorite color? You know, sometimes we get away from just reflecting on ourselves. And how can we pour out if we don't reflect? So I hear you saying that reflection is a big part of how you've changed during this quarantine. Is that safe to say? Do you like reflecting, or is it uncomfortable to sit with yourself?
Before the quarantine, it was like I used to, but now I like at night I will look in the mirror and I just like point out all the things I like about myself.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. I don't do that. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Like honestly, like I look in the mirror and be like, "Girl, you better get your in that gym. You better drink water and fast for 2 weeks." I'm serious. Like that's really good that you are doing that at 13.
And the reason why I'm doing that is because in the past, like, you know, throughout my middle school year, I was bullied, stuff like that, for things that I didn't like about myself.
Such as?
People would call me a man.
Why?
Because they say
Not why, but like, why do you think?
I think because of my arms.
Because you have beautiful, God-given, strong arms. Okay.
Yes, I do run track, so I did exercise a lot, and me, you know, we need upper body strength, so my arms will be more muscular than girls.
Than a lot of girls.
Than a lot of girls. So they would do that, and then also before I have locks. So when I got locks in 6th grade, my locks would be short and things like that. So they would call me all different names. Like one of them was, what's his name, Lil Uzi.
Okay.
And then even 8th grade, they would call me Lil Tekka, whatever his name is. And so it would hurt my feelings. So I was like, oh wow, I thought my hair would look good in this certain style. So it would really bring down my self-esteem and stuff like that.
So how did you? Okay, so when I was in middle school, I didn't have the strength to be bullied and then look in the mirror and say I'm still pretty, or I'm still good, or my arms are fine, my locks are beautiful. I didn't have the strength to do that. I just held it in and just tried to get over it. And I know Jamila in the previous podcast, she talked about how she was bullied in middle school too. So what made you decide I'm not gonna accept what those people are saying about me? You know, I feel this way about myself.
Well, before the quarantine, I get my thoughts together.
No problem.
When I hear those certain words, a lot of people say words doesn't hurt, but they do.
They hurt, baby.
They hurt a lot. So I would just, you know, be alone. I would shut my door. I would shut everybody out. Like I would be very antisocial with people, and I would like cry, or I would just look in the mirror like, oh, maybe we're right. Maybe I am look like a man, stuff like that. And now that I'm in quarantine, I'm with myself and stuff like that. I've been talking to my mom a lot.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Usually I wouldn't talk to my mom about this, but now that I'm in quarantine, who else I'm going to talk to?
Right.
So I talked to my mom, and she was like, even though words hurt, you still have to believe that you are beautiful inside. You know, God created you. So like, if you think this of yourself, are you criticizing God because He made you? You're special. He made you for a reason. So
Shut up, mama. All right, all right, mama. Shout out to King Renee. Okay.
So I took that in consideration. I was like, she's right. I need to be more in tune with myself and know my beauty inside and out. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. First day in 9th grade, you excited, you're like, yes, I'm back in school. You got your first day of school outfits. We were talking about the fact that I still remember all my first day of high school outfits. I was fly. I have shirt, skirt, and fresh kicks every year, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Right, so you go back to 9th grade, you know, you fly, you fresh, somebody come at you with your man looking ass. What you gonna do?
Come back, well, come back, something. I can't just let them talk about me like that. It's been too many years where I just sat there, stood there, and not say anything. You gotta stand up for yourself sometimes.
Okay, so I'm gonna push back on that. You say something back, you find something witty to say, and then they escalate it, and they either use curse words or they try to throw hands.
Walk away from the situation. I have been.
No, why not walk away when they say something you don't believe in? Because you just told me I don't believe what people say to me, right? And I'm not telling you to be a punk. That's not what I'm promoting, right? But why is walking away at the beginning, why does it looked at as being a punk?
A lot of people a lot of people think if you don't say nothing back or you just stand there, don't say nothing, you don't.
Like you're not standing up for yourself.
Yeah, you're not standing up for yourself. But I feel like it's better because I have been in a fight before because somebody said something to me and I didn't like it.
Right.
But the outcome of that, you standing up for yourself by throwing hands or, cursing back at each other, it's not going to be pretty. So I feel like walking away and just, even there looking stupid would be better.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, if they say something to you, right, like if you have a fire, if you throw gas in it, what's going to happen? Or more fire, what's going to happen to the fire?
You're going to just keep
It's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
But if you pour water or flour or use a fire extinguisher, then what will happen?
Put the fire out.
Yeah. So I think you can stand up for yourself in a way that shows people I'm not a punk, but at the same time, you're not engaging, right? Because what I think is if you hit them back with a Joan or you roasting them back, it's like, you hurt me, so I got to hurt you back. It's kind of like you throwing the power back at them. To me, that's just my opinion. Like if somebody came and they said, oh, you black, you fat, whatever people say about me, it's like, if I engage, it's like, I'm showing them that it hurt me and I'm trying to hurt them back, right? But if you just walk away at the onset, or if you say, oh, that's cool, how you feel, I'm moving on, you still keep that power. You don't agree?
I do.
It's going to hit you later.
I do.
It's going to hit you
It's a saying that I was thinking about when you were saying that. It's a saying that my grandma, I have a lot of women in my family.
Shout out to the strong women in the family.
So my grandma was like, a fool. If you see a fool, leave that fool, or you come just like that fool. So I take that in consideration too. Which, if you guys don't know what that means, it means don't become that person.
Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna hold you to that. I don't want to hear no drama. I don't want to walk in no more phone calls with your friends. Y'all call me little bald head scallywags. I don't want to hear that no more. Okay, this is episode 7 of Girl Talk. I'm here with Aaliyah and our co-host Jamila. Did you want to share anything else regarding that topic, Jamila? Before we close up?
I mean, there's a saying that says the higher road is the less traveled way. I feel like that saying has a lot of meaning. It sucks to be the bigger person sometimes. It's hard to be the bigger person. It's considered lame or weak to be the bigger person, but the end result is that, you don't stoop down. You don't bring yourself to someone else's level who is below you.
Right.
Like you were saying with the saying that your grandmother said, I mean, if you're arguing with the fool, an innocent bystander that's walking past, who knows the fool, y'all both want to lose.
Right.
So you have to, sometimes you have to bite your tongue, sometimes you have to hold in things that you really want to say wholeheartedly, but in a war, it's the bigger picture, and you will be, less for it. You just have to pick your battles.
Absolutely. Pick your battle. So, for those people that are just joining in, or for those people that have been joining in the entire time, I want to say thank you. This has been Staci, Aaliyah, and our co-host, Miss Jamila, all the way from Atlanta. What's Up with the Kids, episode 7. I think that we've walked away with a few things. First thing is we've walked away with the fact that everybody does not have the family support or the technology able to keep going as if nothing has happened during this quarantine. So we need to keep those people in mind when we're talking about learning and moving to the next grade level in terms of books, in terms of reading, math. There are people that are being left behind. I'm even thinking about some of my students. They don't know how to access this stuff. And if there is a way that we can help those people, there's a way I can help the people. Let me know, Aaliyah, and teachers and people that are online. Let's keep out for the people who don't have that access to keep learning. The second thing I think we walked away with is the fact that reflection is important. And even when life gets back to normal, if it ever gets back to normal, we need to take the time to reflect. I know for myself, this has been like crazy to me because I've been in solitude a lot now too. When I'm normally like, let's go, flight, person, house, this, that, and now I'm not doing that. And it's been good to reflect, to get back to knowing who I am and knowing what's important to me, and also just being grateful. I guess you would call him a mentor or coach, has been pushing me to write down the things that I'm grateful for every day. And it really helps with my mood, especially those days when you're sitting at home, you're like, oh, here we go again. Just writing down that list of I'm grateful for health. I woke up, this, that. It just promotes a positive mood. And I think the last thing that we've walked away with is just, once we reflect with ourselves, tapping into the things that we love and we're good at. For you, you're definitely creative. You're definitely a hands-on person. So I think that you should keep that going forever. For me, I like talking and I like being creative too. So I've been trying to fuse those two together. And for Jamila, she's very creative and hands-on as well. So I think this has been hard, but it's been necessary for us, some of us too. So I don't want to be saying how quarantine has helped me so much, and I don't want to be insensitive to those people that may have lost loved ones, or those people that are still going to work every day and they're exposing themselves to disease. I don't want to say, oh, quarantine has been so great for me, and being insensitive to you guys. So if you are a nurse or a doctor or a teacher on the Zoom calls, or you work at the grocery store, or if you work for Amazon or FedEx or UPS, thank you. Because I showed me my Amazon page. My bank account is reflecting it. So thank you to all those essential workers. Shout out to all the people that joined the live feed. Thank you to my co-hosts, looking cute girl. Shout out to Miss Jamila. And Aaliyah, you're pretty good at this. We're gonna have to invite you back home. You're a natural girl. I think journalism is in your future. I'm gonna make her do a project on all the black women journalists. Look, who we got? Oprah Winfrey, Monica Kaufman.
Michelle Obama.
Huh? Oprah, talk show host, journalist. Who else we got? Y'all comment some black women and black men journalists out there. I need her to do a project if she want to hang out with me next week. Because you are really good at this. You are natural. All right? Shout out to Rakee. Shout out to all those people joining in the live feed. Aaliyah, it's been a pleasure. Before we get off, we're going to leave how we started. I'm going to make her do the Savage readings for me. All
We
right?
couldn't hear the music initially, so I don't know.
So you hear it now? Take it out.
There we go.
All right. Come on. Show me something. Here we go. Okay. Oh, it's too early. Oh. 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 Here we go. Hey Christian, how you doing? We done now. Go back and look at the feed. Share, share, share. We love you guys. Good night. Hey Sheree. Tell little scholar I said what's up. You can get in. You can do that. Hey.
Well, I got a lot of pictures.
Thank you.